Welcome back to Sicilian Gooner TV. Arsenal worried, worried right now. Well, Arsenal fans, should I say, with the injury crisis which is going on. And people may say it's not an injury crisis. Some people may say it is. For me, it is worrying. There is a lot of injuries that we have to dive into now, and we've got a lot of tough games coming up. Now, we've had injuries pretty much the whole season, and we've had a few in there that are long injuries. And we've had a few that are like coming and going and coming and going. And it's come to a point now where we have tons of injuries at the same time and suspensions, especially going into Liverpool games. So let's go into this. We'll start with the suspension. We got William Saliba out of the Liverpool game, which is a huge loss. Why, oh, why did he have to go and do that when we've got the injuries we have? It was stupid and it was bad. And I'm not going to be on this for too long, but all I've got to say is Saliba has to do better. And I feel like he will coming forward, going forward, should I say. Yeah. So we're missing him for the Liverpool game. Next, we've got Kieran Tierney. Now, Kieran Tierney has not played a game this season. I know a lot of people said like he should be gone. I'm one that would like to see him play in this team, and I would like to see how we can get him involved in this team this season. But maybe he's one that we can't fully count as like an injury because he hasn't really been part of the squad the past few seasons. So that one might be clutching, but he's an injury nevertheless. Now, Tomiyasu, this guy was injured from the start of the season, come back, played about 6 minutes against Southampton, and seems to be injured again. Talking on Tomiyasu, I personally think it's time to say goodbye. It's time to part ways with this man. I love him. I think he's a great player, a great personality, and a great person for the club. It's just the injuries. It's too consistent, too long, and we can't rely on squad depth when the squad depth ain't there. This is the biggest issue we have with players like Tomiyasu, because then when other players pick up injuries that don't pick up injuries all the time, you still haven't got this backup guy there to help you in them times of need. Now, another defender looks like he's injured still is Jurrien Timber. This one really hurts me because he had that long injury. And you do find when someone's had a long injury, when they come back, they have like one or two little injuries that put them out for a few weeks. So it's nothing to be too stressed about, but it's just we need him right now, to be honest. With Saliba out, he'd be the perfect guy to go into that centre back position on the right hand side. And I think it's really gutting that he ain't going to be there. And I don't think he's available for the Liverpool game, but hopefully he will be available for us going forward after this. I'm not sure. Arsenal haven't given us great updates on these players' injuries and stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, going on to the next one is Calafiori. Now, we don't know if this is a injury or not, but he got taken off after it looked like he injured his knee. I'm reading stuff that's saying it looks like, if anything, it's more of an MCL type injury rather than ACL, but we don't know how he's going to be. I have no idea. No Arsenal fan has any idea how he's going to be. And if he's going to be available for the Liverpool game, he will be a huge miss. And I believe so. If he don't play, it's going to be another player in the defence missing. I would personally probably give the left back position to Skelly in the game against Liverpool. But listen, hopefully, if it is an injury, it's only the one game and it's a knock and we can get him back because we need players back. Now, going on to the two big injuries. Obviously, we got Bukayo Saka now. Saka's the MVP of the Arsenal Football Club. He's one of the MVPs of the Premier League, if we're being honest, because at the end of the day, he gets GA every game and he performs every game, you know. So for me, he is a huge miss. Now, there's murmurings of him not being available and there's murmurings of him being available. I've read that today he had his first training session for Arsenal, which bodes well. If he had the full training session, it bodes well for him potentially being able to play against Liverpool on Sunday. Now, Arteta did say in the press conference yesterday after the match, he's not sure. It doesn't look likely that Saka will play against Liverpool. But we know you've got to take every single thing Mikel Arteta says with a pinch of salt because he loves to keep you in the dark. He don't like to give anything away. So we'll have to keep that one in the back of our mind that he may be available, and we really, really do need him to be available. In my opinion, I think, to be honest, I think he's one of the most important players for the team, if not the most important. So we need him. And lastly, Martin Odegaard, the captain of the club. He's been gone for so long. I can't even really remember watching him play this season for Arsenal. He only played a few games, and I think we've been missing him so much. I know a lot of people, myself included, at one point sat and said, we ain't missing him because we were winning games. But what I've seen the last few games and what I'm now re-evaluating with what I said was these games that we were winning, how would we have been winning these games if he was playing? We might have been dominating more goals, more comfortable. The games where we've dropped points in, we might not have dropped points in. So I think Martin Odegaard is so important to the club, and we need him back, man. It's going to be so good when he's back. And I can just hope and pray that when he comes back, he hits the ground running and he brings that spark with him that we are desperately in need of. Because right now, I feel like when you watch Arsenal, there's a lack of inspiration on the pitch. It happens sometimes when you lose your best players, but I feel like he needs to come back and bring that back with him. Now, these are the injuries at the moment. Obviously, Zinchenko's now just come back. Ben White's just come back. There was other injuries, but that is a lot of injuries. And let's be honest, there's 4 defender injuries and a defender suspension in there. 5 missing defenders for the Liverpool game. Yeah, which means Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes are the only 2 mainstays that are still there. And we're missing 2 of our mainstays at the back. Who do we go with? Let me know in the comments below. Who would you go with for this game? Me personally, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. I'd probably go for Lewis Skelly left back and then centre back. I'm not against Declan Rice dropping into the centre back and playing Partey and Moreno in the midfield or something like that. Or maybe moving Ben White to centre back and putting Partey at right back. We'll have to wait and see what Mikel Arteta does. But listen, it's been hard for Arsenal. It's stressful for the fans, but we have to keep believing. Now, a lot of people think that's us done. They can't see us because of a few bad performances. The Bournemouth game was awful. The game last night in the Champions League, or the night before last, sorry, in the Champions League wasn't great. We know that at any point Arsenal can turn it around and just start performing again. Last season it happened. You got to remember last season, maybe we didn't have the injuries, but we done really bad in that December New Year period, and then all of a sudden we were just smashing teams. It can happen. It will happen. And let's hope that Liverpool could be the game that it happens in. But for the injuries, it is stressful, and we can only hope that they all come back fit and we can have a fit team very soon. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think's the player we've missed the most? People say Saka, people say Odegaard. Someone may even say Timber, who knows? But listen, people, I will be back for a match reaction, a match preview and match reaction over the weekend for the Liverpool game, and maybe even do a video that comes out tomorrow. But we'll have to wait and see if I have the time, because I've just started doing all this again, trying to make more time for my own content, and that trying to get the road to 1,000 followers, 1,000 subscribers is on. We are halfway there. Let's do this, please, people. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really, really helps the channel grow. And yeah, if you don't catch me on here, you'll catch me on other platforms: Football Terrace, MHF, Mo and Hussam's channel. You'll catch me on all these channels. Subscribe to them all. You'll hear my thoughts and feelings. If you can't find me here, you'll find me there. Subscribe to them all, as I guest on there sometimes. And yeah, listen, remember, people, remember, eat pizza, eat pasta, Bakayo, blood clot Saka, Sicilian Gooner. Peace.